Hello YouTube, Dun64 here, and I'm actually getting in front of the camera, which is kind of a rare thing I do. How do I say this? I wanted to talk about how I feel about the Yu-Gi-Oh game in general and why I am kind of falling away from it. I'm actually inspired to make this video because of a NYC Yu-Gi-Oh channel. He made a comment in one of my friends. He kind of made a shout out, and he was talking about how Ultimate Judgment. Both their links are going to be in the description below. I suggest you go check them both out. He was talking about how Ultimate Judgment is a unique Yu-Gi tuber and how he's bringing his own vision and stuff like that to Yu-Gi tubers, and that's great. And I used to be very enthusiastic about the game myself, and I used to love and think Yu-Gi-Oh was like the world to me. Like, I mean, you can even see on I have one of the playmats up there on my wall. I have like a couple more hanging around here. I even have posters of sneak peeks and stuff like that, like on my wall here. And Yu-Gi-Oh was a big part of my life. It really was. It just to me, it really feels like the game is dying to me. And I'm not talking about like the exceeds and stuff like that. I actually thought that was a pretty cool add-on to the game. Now, I know change is gonna happen, and that is great. It really is. But I've been there since day one. I've been there since Legend of Blue. Since started at Yugi and Kaiba. And I mean, I've been there since the beginning. My deck sucked at first. Like, I used to have fusion monsters in my main deck because I didn't know how to play the game. It was funny. I went to a tournament in a shopping mall, like a flea market, and a little kid taught me how to play the game. Like, Magic Ruler just came out, and I just bought like a whole bunch of Toon cards, and I bought a Barrel Dragon, and I bought a box. And I remember my first hand, I was like, yeah, Barrel Dragon. I summoned it because I used to watch the show, and I didn't really read the rule book and stuff like that because I watched the show. I was like, well, that's how they play it. Nah, so the kid taught me about sacrifices and stuff like that, the levels of monsters and rituals and stuff like that, and then I became really good at it. I used to go to a place in Florida. It was called Wonderwater. I used to go all the time. I had three main decks. I had an Exodia deck, a Dragon deck, and a Relinquish deck. This is when, what was that? Labyrinth of Nightmare, I think, just released. The one with Dark Necrophere in it. Yeah, I do believe it's Labyrinth of Nightmare. Yeah, the Unite with Sand just came out, and Dark Necrophere was just released. And we didn't know how. Even back then, some of the rules were still vague and stuff like that. I'm not going to get too much into details, but people still didn't even know how the rules would work. Like an example, like Relinquish could be summoned with Mystic Tomato because everyone didn't know you needed to summon him only by the ritual. So I'm getting way off topic here. My point is the game has changed to a point where I feel if you're not buying the newest set, which includes the newest cards of the game, I feel you're basically meant to fall and you're going to lose. I was talking to my friend, Mr. Obla, about this. We were talking about this, and we kind of butt heads on this. He feels differently, I feel differently, but this way. Even about like certain cards like Dark Arm Dragon versus like Judgment Dragon. I think Judgment Dragon is like a very overpowered card, and he kind of feels it's semi-fair. Then he thinks like Dark Arm Dragon deserves to be at 1. I think it could be at 2 and still be pretty fair. Because of its certain specific summoning requirements, and yeah, it's easy to get. It's if you build the deck around him, but first of all, you have to have him in your hand. Well, with the new Dragon cards, he's kind of easy to get back out, I guess. But once again, very off topic. I brought the Wonder Order for it because that was my main point. Back then, everyone had different decks, and all of them could stand a chance of winning. It didn't matter what they were going against. You're running a zombie deck, you could beat Exodia. You're running a stall deck, you could beat a beatdown deck, and all that kind of stuff. You could do anything you want, and you could still win. But now, if you build like, my psychic deck, I've gone against some of the main, like the Insectors. My psychic decks don't stand a chance. And why? Because it's not going to be super competitive. It's not going to have every key card that has the newest cards in from next set. Like the Insectors. I went on to Dual Network and I just got like stomped in every deck I had against them. Even the new Pulsar Dragons. Uh, um, the Pulsar Dragons, even then, they beat my Zombie Chaos deck, and it was almost to the point of like I don't even know what's going on anymore. Because like the Zombie Chaos deck I had was like really powerful, and then just like one freaking card thing comes out, and then it's obsolete now. Sorry, my cats. Get down. Get down. It becomes totally obsolete, and it annoys me that I would have to go out, buy these cards just to get back in the game. I understand Konami is just basically. To me, back then, it felt Konami was doing it for the players. They wanted the people to be happy. They wanted to have fun. Maybe that's when. Maybe just because Upper Deck was running it. Who knows? But now, to me, it just feels like everything is a cash symbol. Like they don't even see stuff anymore. I mean, I know, and I know people are going to troll this video. Like, well, that's what it is. It's a money making company. It just, to me, it's ridiculous that that's what it is now. It all is who has the best. It's not who has the better deck, it's who has the most expensive deck. If you have like when Tour Guide came out, when you had 3 fucking Tour Guides, like your deck fucking was the winner. Like 3 Tour Guides, 3 Reborn Tangos, and you fucking won. Like you had the 3 Reborn Tangos, fucking 3 Tour Guides, Glow Bulb, Fishboard Blaster, fucking whatever, and like you won, right? Because that's every deck you fought. Every deck was a goddamn mirror match, and it just depended on who drew what first. That's all the game was. And to me, that's what fucking sucks about it. And that's what really sucks about the game. I want the game to be fun, because that's what it is. It's a fucking game. You're supposed to have fun. You're supposed to enjoy yourself. Yeah, winning is fun, but guess what? When I don't get to the tournament that much anymore. In fact, I haven't been there in a while. But I was doing in the tournament, and the guy played one fucking card. I said, "Let me guess your hand." I said, "You have one of this, this, this." And he's like, "How the hell did you know?" Because you're fucking running every card that everyone else is running, and it's fucking boring. Okay, and it's like I might as well just scoop because I already fucking know my deck can't beat that. Yeah, that's fucking fun. Ooh, you spent like fucking $1,000 on your deck, and you're gonna win because that's what you did. Sorry, I don't have just fucking $1,000 to go buy 3 Tour Guides, fucking couple of Reborn Tangus, fucking like the newest hot ass shit that comes out. And that's what it is. Every fucking set that comes out now, because we have to change the rarities of cards, they become so fucking expensive. Dark-Armed Dragon in Japan was a rare. We made it a fucking secret. True eventually got reprinted, but when it first came out, it was like an $80 card, right? I'm sorry. I have bills, phone bills, I got gas to worry about, right? And all this other stuff. I can't be just these kids who just get allowances from their fucking parents. It's like, oh yeah, I can fucking drop that this week and get a Dark-Armed Dragon Secret Rare First Edition. Or buy a case. I mean, that's great if you can. If you have a job that pays you a shitload of money that lets you do this, I'm really happy for you, dude. Like that's great. Or do that. Like that's really great. That you can afford to buy a whole case of cards just to get like the one secret rare, because there's like I think 10 boxes in one case, and there's gonna be like the one secret rare in each of them or something like that. I don't know. I do not know. But that's basically my point. The fact that to me the game is dying because, and it's actually been like this for a while, and it just, I guess I didn't want to believe it. Like I knew it. I don't know. Like even when Judgment Dragon came out, and I was so I can't even think of the word right now. Flabbergasted. There you go. That JD was like this such a powerful card, and it did not get hit for like 2 or 3 ban lists. And because that card was a game winner. Nowadays, it's probably not as strong. I still think it is, though. I mean, yeah, we have effect veilers. It's like, yeah, but you have to have effect veiler in your hand for it to negate the effect. JD, it has like the most easiest summoning requirements in the world because all the lights ones just mill the cards in the graveyard. I never understood. People are like, "Oh, what are you talking about? You have to have JD in your hand for it to work." Yeah, except the way the lights one decks used to work and still do work. There are so many ways to get JD to your hand in like 2 turns or 1 turn now. And even if he gets to the graveyard, you have so many cards to revive him. The Beckoning Light, Monster Reincarnation, just to name freaking 2. Man, yeah, you're right. He's so hard to do. Me and my friend were talking that the fact that it basically became this. The Yu-Gi-Oh game nowadays, it's not the way it used to be, and that's for damn sure. But he nailed it on the head when he said this. He goes, all the game is now is there's tiers. There's like the Uber competitors, which has like, the $2,000 decks. There's the competitors who just like buy some of the more expensive cards and they still can win because like their decks are a little edgier and like they're not as predictable because they don't have exactly every fucking card these levels have. Basically though, it used to be everyone was here. I mean, besides the kids who were just like, oh, and like Dark Magician and that just because Ryugi played it. No, but everyone was here at one point in time. Everyone was even. Everyone could build any fucking deck they want, and they could win. They could have fun playing it, and they stood a good chance of winning. Wasn't guaranteed, but they stood a really good chance. Even when when Black Ops Soldier and Chaos Emperor Dragon were released, a lot of people were running them with Yatagarasu, and the tournament place I used to go to called Mosey, everyone, if it used to be packed, like say I'm just kind of like say there was 50 people in just the like one bracket, right? Uh, Half those people, no, not even that, more, like about 35 of those people would have a unique deck that had those cards in them, but they still were different. It's basically they would run their own deck, but they would add Black Ops Soldier, Chaos Emperor Dragon, and Yatagarasu to the deck. Yeah, I know there's gonna be stables like Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, and stuff like that. And I'm not complaining about that. But the fact that, like, I don't know. I understand people want to win and people want to make their own decks, but, like, the place I go to now when I hang out with my friends, uh, a lot of people do have the agent deck. Well, they did at one point in time before I got hit. And, yeah, a lot of them were basically the same thing, but that's because that's all they could really afford, and they didn't want to splurge on the decks or the cards to make their deck better. But the fact that they could just spend, like, $20, get 2 of the agent structure decks and have a good deck was fine. I don't expect them to go out and buy boxes and buy like $20 cards just to make their deck a little bit better because they're just playing for fun. I've been in the beginning. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 binders, and just full. Hold on. You can't like I have a pair. Those are all Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Okay, those are from Legend of Blue Eyes, but I haven't even touched the last two or three sets, just because I'm tired of spending the money. I bought the one that had Wind Up Rabbit in it. I bought 1 box of that, and that was the last thing I bought. And it was funny because when I was pulling it, it said Rabbit. I was like, oh, Rescue Rabbit! I fucking pulled one. I'm like, God, I pulled a Rescue Rabbit. Wind Up Rabbit. Oh. Went from like 100 something to a $30 card. And I don't even think it's $30 card anymore. I think it's like a $10 probably card. I haven't even checked prices. Oh. Even on the dual network, I mean, all I see is people just running the top tier decks, and it's just so boring. I haven't been on dual network, and since I went to dual network, I fought like 5 Insectors, a couple Light Sworn Chaos decks, and a couple of light Pulsar decks, and I was like, well, there you go. Those are the 3 main decks now. And to me, it's just dying. I don't know. I still have my cards. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I'll keep them probably because I'm a collector. But I don't know. To me, it feels like the game's dying. Leave your opinions. I mean, you could be hating, be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Please leave a comment. I really encourage this. Please tell me your thoughts. Tell me how you feel about the Yu-Gi-Oh card game in this present day. Thank you. I'm Dennis84.